Hey guys, it's Way here and welcome back to another FIFA 17 Ultimate Team video, and today I'm showing you guys how you can make huge amounts of coins very easily. You can literally make millions of coins with this method with no risk at all, very easily, and you're going to be investing for league score challenges. You're going to be able to get cards for 150 or 200 coins, and in the next couple of weeks or months you're going to be able to sell these cards for well over 2,000 coins. On average you can sell these cards for about 2k, but in a lot of cases these cards actually go for around 10,000 coins or more. For example, if you look for Toulouse defenders from Ligue 1 to complete the Lacazette SBC, those cards actually go for around 18 to 19,000 coins, and a couple of days before the SBC was released, you'd have been able to get those cards for only 400 or 500 coins, and that is huge amounts of profit. I actually did this to invest for the SBFL Scoreboard Challenge to unlock Lee Griffiths, and I was getting silver cards for around 150 coins, and as soon as the SBC was released, I sold all those cards on for around about 2,000 coins on average, and that is a massive amount of profit. You could invest about 20,000 coins into an SBC like this. I did that for the Lee Griffiths SBC. I invested around 20,000 coins into it, and actually got around about 200,000 coins back. It was as simple as that. So you guys could invest maybe 100,000 coins into one of the leagues that I'll show you in just a minute, which are the best to invest in my opinion. And you can sell those investments in the future for around 1 million coins or so. So if you guys have 100k, you could turn that into 1 million coins pretty easily with this method right here. It's so easy, and no method really on this game allows you to make that amount of profit. No method allows you to get a card for 150 coins and sell it for upwards of 10,000 coins in some cases this easily. And you can make huge amounts of coins. It's probably the best way of making coins on FIFA 17. Definitely one of the best. But yeah, hope you guys do enjoy the video. Leave a like if you do want to see more trading content on my channel. 500 likes would be awesome. And without further ado, let's go on into the video. So as I'm sure many of you already know, there are a lot of league score challenges currently available on Ultimate Team. And these are actually given to the top scorers throughout leagues in Europe from last year. So for example, we've got Suarez. He was the top scorer last year in the La Liga Santander, and he's been given this card on Ultimate Team. Now, 2 of these SBCs are released every single month. I'm recording this video right now on the 23rd of February, and there should be a new one coming out probably in around about 15 days or so. Normally these are released a couple of days into each month, and every single month there are 2, and as you see here, we've currently got the La Liga, the Scottish Premiership, Ligue 1, Super League, and also the Eredivisie, Liga Banco MX, MLS, Pro League, and finally the Liga NOS and the Russian League. Now 2 of these are going to be added in a couple of days, and then another 2 will be added in a month or so. 2 months later another 2 will be added, so they're going to be covering most of the major leagues around the world. And as you can see here, Liga Santander and Ligue 1 have been included. A lot of people didn't think these bigger leagues would be included. I mean, a 94 rated Suarez card is so high rated. No one thought that would happen. But now that we actually know that they've included such high rated cards as Suarez, EA are very likely to do one of these for the Premier League, one of these for the Calcio, so it will be Higuain, I believe Harry Kane from the Premier League, and then with the Bundesliga it will be Lewandowski. So we will see some very high rated and very highly desirable cards on Ultimate Team being released in the future, and that means that if you get these cards that I'm going to be showing you to invest in, their prices are going to go up massively, as a lot of people are going to want to go and complete the SBCs, for example, to get maybe a 90 rated Harry Kane card or a really high rated Lewandowski, and a lot of people are going to complete these. They're going to become very popular, and the cards will rise up a lot in price. In the future, most of the leagues on FIFA are going to be included in these SBCs, so no matter who you invest in, unless you invest in some pretty random players from some really random leagues, you should be able to make profit in the future. Now, I'm going to cover all of the leagues that I think are best to invest in, and the ones that I think are most likely to be included as soon as possible in these SBCs. I think towards the end of FIFA we're going to have some of the worst leagues on FIFA, which don't really have too many decent players in, but I think we're likely to have the Premier League with Harry Kane, we're going to have Higuain from the Serie A, and also we're going to have Lewandowski from the Bundesliga, as well as the Hyundai League in Australia. I think Bruno Fornaroli is going to get a good card there, and I think you want to focus on leagues that don't really have too many bad bronzes, and you want to focus on leagues as investments that have a lot of silver cards in. So the Hyundai League's perfect for that. As those cards go up a lot in price, you can invest in players from the Premier League, Calcio, and Bundesliga as well. You don't want to invest in any type of player though. There are certain players which I will be showing you to invest in, and they're normally from the worst teams that have quite a lot of silver players and don't really have too many gold players. The Hyundai League's good, as I said. Also the Saudi League is very good, as there are a lot of random players in that league that are quite low rated but do sell for quite a bit when it comes to silvers, and they're quite rare. Their prices will go up. And also you can focus on just some other leagues. For example, the Primera Liga in Argentina is a decent one as well. I wouldn't really recommend going the completely random league, for example like the Finnish league, which doesn't really have too many players in, and even if the top scorer was awarded an SBC card, they wouldn't really have the best of cards on Ultimate Team. No one's really going to want to unlock them, and they don't really have many good cards to invest in, so I wouldn't focus on a league like that. I'd go with the main leagues as the Primera League, which actually has 30 leagues, the biggest league on FIFA, so a lot of cards to invest in there. The Saudi League, the Hyundai League in Australia, and then obviously the 3 big leagues that haven't yet been included, the Bundesliga, the Calcio, and the Premier League. So those are the best leagues to invest in my opinion. I'm going to be showing you all the best investments that you can pick up from those leagues in just a couple of minutes. And also, if the cards that you invest in aren't included in the next League Squad Challenge that is going to be released in about 2 weeks or so, don't worry, just keep them in your club or keep them on your transfer list and just wait until the next League Squad Challenge that needs those cards is released, and you'll be able to sell them on then. It may be in 2 weeks, it may be in a month, maybe in 2 months, you never know, but you're going to be able to sell those cards on at some point in the future, and you're going to be getting them so cheaply and making huge amounts of profit. I did this for the Scottish Premiership. I told you guys to invest in players from the Scottish Premiership, and you were able to get cards for 150 coins that right now go for around 5,000 coins, and I actually managed to invest around 20,000 coins into this. I sold my cards on, I made around 200,000 coins from 20k of investing, and that's why you can make millions of coins with this method. You're going to be getting cards, and you can sell them for so much profit that if you even invest around 100,000 coins into these investments, you could sell those on and make over 1 million coins profit. That's why you can make so many coins from this method, because the cards go up so much in price from what you buy them from. So yeah, I've pretty much covered the basics. Next, I'm going to show you guys the best players that you can invest in to cover these League SBC investments. There are 2 different ways of investing for these League Squad Challenges. The first covers all of the bigger leagues like the Premier League, Calcio and Bundesliga, and then the second way of investing, that covers the smaller leagues like the Hyundai League and also the Saudi League. The first way I'll be showing you is what you want to do for investing for some of the bigger leagues. I wouldn't go too near the Premier League. There are a few players you can invest in from the Premier League from certain teams that I'll show you in just a minute, but I would definitely recommend investing in players from the Calcio and the Bundesliga. And you want to invest in players from the worst teams, as those teams don't have many gold cards. Gold cards are normally a bit cheaper as they're packed a lot more. The silver cards are the ones that are really rare, and their prices will go up more, as you saw for example earlier on with Toulouse defenders. They went up massively in price, and these are the teams I've invested in. They're the worst teams in all of these leagues. So Crotone, they are in this area, and they actually have no gold cards. I'll be showing you the individual players I've invested in from each of these teams in a minute. Darmstadt, Ingolstadt, Freiburg, RB Leipzig, they are all in the Bundesliga, and then Pescara, Empoli and Cagliari, they are all in the Serie A. So these ones here, they don't really have many gold cards. They're mainly made up of silver players, and their prices are going to rise up a lot more as they're a lot rarer on the game. So Crotone, as you can see right here, all I've done is I've gone out and got the cards from Crotone that I could get for quite cheap. I mean, you guys can see here, 700 coins, 450, 600, 700, 700, 700 there, 700 there, 700. All these cards cost me about 700 coins, 500 for him, 600. And basically all I did, as you see here, is I went out and built a full team from Crotone. Now, Crotone players are slightly more expensive than some of the others. You're going to be able to get a lot of cards for 200 coins for a lot of the other teams, but Crotone, just because they have no gold cards, their cards have already gone up a bit in price. But these cards could easily hit around 10,000 coins or more, especially for example, right backs and left backs, for these left mids and left wingers as well, because they're really rare on the game. I mean, if you can get players in certain positions where they're very rare, for example, if there's only one right mid, for example, who plays for Crotone, go and get that card. Their card's price will go up massively in the future. So Crotone is a really good one to invest in. Go and get a full Crotone team if you can. And I'd recommend just building a concept squad from these different teams and then going out and buying the players. Darmstadt, you guys can see right here, they've got a few gold players, a few silvers though as well. And again, I've gone out and got these cards. They're really cheap. 250, 250, 200 coins there. 400, first owner, 350, 300, first owner, 400, 250, 200 coins. Very cheap team right there for Darmstadt. If we go down right here to Ingolstadt, another team with a lot of silver cards, you guys can see here, 200 coins, 500, 200, 400, 250, 200, 450, 250, 500, 550, 300, 200 right there. And it does help if you guys kind of know the formations these teams actually play in real life. So if you go and look maybe on their website or just look at their results and can find the formation these teams normally play in, and you can go and build the specific teams with the formation they play, and then go and get the players that play in those positions. That's even better, because EA normally do release in the League Squad Challenges the formation the team plays in the SBC, so it makes it a little bit easier for investing. Freiburg, you guys can see here, it's another one of the slightly worse teams in the Bundesliga. I will just quickly put this guy here in just to get up that chemistry. And as you can see here, these cards very cheap, 350, 500, 300, 550, 600, 500, First zone right there, 350, 350. I mean, these cards are just so cheap. You can see all of these cards, they only cost me a couple hundred coins. All these ones down the bench, they cost like 250 coins or so. It's so easy. So that's Freiburg covered. Those cards could easily hit like 5,000 coins or so. And we'll also be showing you a few players you can get from these leagues for just 150 coins, and their prices will also go up a good amount. RB Leipzig, as you can see right here, they actually have a lot of silver cards, and this guy cost me 350, 350 there, 400, 500, 200, 450 there, 200, 400, 200. These cards are just so cheap, and a lot of them are already rising up in price, but if you get them right now, you're going to be able to sell them in the future and make a really good amount of coins. Pescara, that's another team that don't really have too many gold cards. This is their main kind of team right here, and a lot of these cards, they're just so cheap. 200, 250. These cards, very cheap players, except in some positions. For example, left and right backs, they're normally quite rare, but you guys can see here, I'm just getting these cards so cheaply. It's so easy. Also, we've got Empoli right here, and again, Empoli, they don't really have too many gold players. They've got 2 players here, but other than that, just a silver team really, and these cards are really cheap, getting them for 350, 300 coins, 200 coins in some cases as well. Very easy investing. And then Cagliari as well. This is another good one to invest in. They don't have too many gold players. They have a few, but still, you're going to be able to get the fullbacks and the defenders. They're really good ones to get. With all these investments, I definitely recommend getting fullbacks, left mids, right mids, and centre backs, as they're normally the rarer cards on the game. So they're always good ones to invest in. And you're getting these cards for not too much at all. I mean, just a couple hundred coins for the majority of these players is not too bad at all. And someone like Minari, you can get it for 350 coins. He could easily be 5 or 6k once an SBC is released that needs Cagliari players. It's that easy, and you can go and invest in these clubs right here. They're really good ones to invest in. You can get the cards on bid, you can get them on buy now. It is very easy. In comparison to the Bundesliga and the Serie A, the Premier League actually has a lot more better teams. For example, if you look at the worst teams in the Premier League, you can still build an almost full gold team from those different teams, rather than some teams like Crotone, which don't even have any gold players, and they're just mainly teams made up of silver cards. So with the Premier League, you can't really build teams from the worst clubs, but there are still some good investments you can get. For example, if you go to Bournemouth right here, they actually don't have any gold defenders on the game. So if you go to defenders and just go to silver, you can try and get some defenders from Bournemouth, and you can actually get them really cheaply. I mean, 300 coins for Mings right here, that's actually a good deal. I can pick him up, I can send him to my club, and his price is definitely going to rise up in the future, as he is one of the only left backs from Bournemouth, and he's one of their only defenders as well. You guys can see right here, you can just get a few cheap defenders from a team like Bournemouth. They're a really good one to get. You can get them on bid as well, and these are really good easy investments you can get. You're going to be able to get these cards very cheaply, and their prices will definitely rise up in the future, as there aren't really too many options. And it's not just Bournemouth, there are quite a few other teams. You can just look through really on Foothead or Footbin, or on Concepts or what's as well on Ultimate Team, and basically just look through and see if there are any positions where there aren't many players. For example, I believe Middlesbrough only actually have 1 left back. There are lots of different options there. You don't have to go with the same players as me. You can just go and find your own ones really, so the prices don't go up too much after making this video. But you can go and see, for example, with Middlesbrough, I believe they only have 1 left back who is not a really bad player. They actually have 2, but they're silvers. They don't have any gold left backs. That's the main thing. If you can invest in silver cards, you're definitely going to be able to make more coins. So for example right here, you can get this guy here, Husband, for 700. You can get Friend for 900. They're really good investments. They're silver cards. They'll go up a lot more in price in the future. And also, you can get some good cards on bid if you go to the other leagues. As I was saying earlier on, you don't have to just get the players from Crotone or from those particular teams there. You can just get players from this league in general. You can get the silver cards for about 200 coins, or you can get them on bid for 150. So if you go to buy now 200, you can go through and you can actually buy these cards here. This guy's a perfect one right here. He has actually already been bought. He's a fullback, and their prices go up a lot more if you can get them right there. So he'd have been a good one to get, and you can get the cards for 200 coins, or you can actually get these cards on bid instead right here. If you just go and put the maximum price to 150, you can go through and just mass bid on all these cards here very easily. This is definitely what you want to do for some of the smaller leagues, but even for these bigger leagues you can still do the same. If you go over to the Bundesliga, you can do exactly the same. Try and get silver cards for 150 coins or so, and a lot of these you can see there, that's RB Leipzig, and this right here is Darmstadt. You can get cards from these slightly worse teams that I was showing you earlier on very cheaply. You can also just go to silver and put the maximum by now to 200 coins and just try and get a few of these cards here. I mean, cards here, again, you can see the Bullet. He plays for Freiburg. They're one of those slightly worse teams I was mentioning earlier on. Damari plays for RB Leipzig. He's another good one you can go and pick up. It's so easy. You can get these investments here, and they're easily going to be 1, 2, 3,000 coins in the future, or sometimes even more. Bullet right here, he's a right mid. They're normally quite rare. There aren't too many right mids for each team, so he's a good one to go and pick up right there. And it's just so easy. These investments you're getting them so cheaply, and in the future you're going to be able to sell them on and make a really good amount of coins. So you guys can see there, those are those bigger leagues covered. Now I'll show you the best investments you can get for some of those smaller leagues like the Saudi League and the Hyundai League. What I'd recommend doing when investing for the leagues that don't have too many gold players but have a lot of silver cards is either put the maximum buy now to 200 coins and silver, and just go through and buy pretty much one of every single player you can find. You want to collect as many players from these teams that you can get. So for example, the Hyundai League, just go through and get one of each of the players you see for 200 coins. Very easy. You can get them on bid as well, and that's something you can do to get them even cheaper. Just put the maximum price to 150 and go through and just spam bids on all these cards here. You're going to be able to win them very easily. Just go through bidding on the cards. It is as simple as that, and then just send them to your club. You can also use an extension to Google Chrome called FootSync. It's so useful. I'll leave a link down below. It's basically connected to FootWiz, and you sync up your account on Ultimate Team with the web app and with FootSync, and it shows you all the players that you have in your club, and it basically has a list of all the leagues. So you can go down through the list and you can see, for example, the Hyundai League. It's going to show you how many players you have from that league. It's going to show you which ones you have and which ones you don't have, and you can then just go through and search up all the players you don't have and buy them. So you can basically collect every single player who's a silver card. I'd recommend doing from, for example, the Hyundai League. That's something I've done with the Saudi League. I actually have every single silver Saudi League player on the game. You can go and get these cards on bid, for example, from another league like the Saudi League. You can go and get these cards for 150 coins. That's what I've done to collect every silver card from the Saudi League, and that means if an SBC is released for the Saudi League, which is very likely, I'm going to be selling cards that I got for 150 coins or so for huge amounts of coins. I cover every option. I can either complete the SBC extremely cheaply and get the card, or I can actually sell them on and make huge amounts of profit. So for example, if I head over to my club right now, I'll show you guys, I actually have all of the silver cards you can get from the Saudi League. So if I go right here to my club, I have a lot of players. A lot of these are investments. So if I go right now to the Saudi League, which is called the Jamar ML League, I do believe, on Ultimate Team. Here we go, the Darwi Jamel League, that's its name. And you guys can see here, I have all the gold cards you can get other than the informs. And then I have every single silver card, and you guys can see I'm getting these cards really cheaply, and their prices will rise up loads in the future. I mean, you can see here, I have all of the silver cards, every single one you can actually get on Ultimate Team, other than the ones that are extinct. I think there are 2 that I'm missing. I have all these cards here though. And these cards are going to go up loads and loads in price. On average, these cards will probably go up to about 1.5 or 2,000 coins. Some of them, for example, the left mids. This guy here, for example, he's a left back. This guy's a left mid, for example. He's a right mid. Players in those positions normally go up slightly more. And as you see, I've got all the silver cards. It really does give me a lot of different options, either to complete the SBC or sell them and make really good amounts of profit. And it probably cost me about 20,000 coins to get every single silver player and all the gold players other than the informs from the Saudi League right here. You guys can do the same. You can also do exactly the same for the Primera Liga in Argentina. You can do exactly the same also with, for example, the Australian League. Just collect all the silver cards, get them really cheaply, and you're going to just be covered in the future. You can sell the cards on as investments or complete the SBCs very easily and very cheaply. So that's pretty much it, guys. I've explained everything I really know about this method, and it really is that easy. You're going to be getting cards on bid or on buy now for 200, 300, 400 coins or so, and you're going to be able to sell them on for huge amounts in the future. You guys saw, for example, with the Toulouse defenders, you can go and look for players from the Portuguese league. A lot of them go for huge amounts of coins, especially from some of the worst teams. As I explained earlier on, you do want to invest in players from the worst teams, as they're normally silver and they're rarer than the gold cards. So it's very easy, and you can literally make millions of coins with this method. It is so easy, because you can invest 100k into this and you can easily get back over 1 million coins from that. It seems crazy, but with this method right here, the amount of coins you make on each player, it really is possible. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Leave a like if you did. If we could smash 500 likes, that would be very much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.